Welcome, everyone. Today, we're diving into a fascinating consulting role within the world's largest professional services firms, the GPS Accounting and Internal Control Solution Consultant at a Big Four. I'll be sharing not just what this role is, but why it matters and how it shapes organizations, particularly in the government and public services sector. Whether you're a student considering consulting, a professional seeking a new challenge, or simply curious about how experts help governments work smarter, this presentation will answer your questions and give you a solid foundation. So, grab your coffee and let's get started. We'll begin by mapping out everything we'll discuss today. Let me quickly walk you through our roadmap for the session. We'll first define exactly what a GPS A&IC Solution Consultant is, setting the stage for the rest of the presentation. Next, we'll break down the core responsibilities, what you'd actually do if you were in this role. We'll also discuss the key skills and qualifications that Big Four firms look for, helping you understand if this career could be a good fit. From there, we'll move into what your potential career path might look like and what kind of work environment you'd experience. And finally, I'll offer actionable tips on landing this position yourself, so you leave with practical advice you can use. So first things first, let's demystify the role of a GPS A&IC Solution Consultant. When we talk about a GPS A&IC Solution Consultant, we're discussing a specialist who works at the intersection of government, auditing, and internal controls. GPS stands for Government and Public Services, and A&IC refers to accounting and internal controls, two fields that are vital for maintaining integrity, transparency, and compliance in public sector organizations. These consultants are hired by Big Four firms, which include Deloitte, PwC, EY, and KPMG. They advise government clients on best practices in accounting, financial management, and regulatory compliance, helping public agencies navigate complex challenges unique to their sector. It's a role that's both technical and strategic. You're not just crunching numbers, you're helping build better systems and supporting public stewardship. In short, solution consultants bridge gaps between regulatory requirements and practical application, helping agencies deliver value, remain accountable, and manage risk effectively. Now that you know what the role is about, let's get granular and look at the day-to-day responsibilities. In this role, your work centers around two major pillars: advisory services and internal controls. On the advisory side, you're essentially a consultant who helps agencies understand shifting government accounting standards, new rules, and regulatory changes. For example, you might guide a client through updated federal reporting requirements, helping them rework existing policies to meet new guidelines. Your expertise ensures that public organizations stay compliant, avoid costly penalties, and operate efficiently. Internal controls are all about building checks and balances within an organization's financial systems. You work with teams to design control frameworks. These can be systems for reviewing expenditures, safeguarding assets, or monitoring for fraud. Solution consultants evaluate existing controls, identify weaknesses, and lead initiatives to strengthen processes, ensuring robust, effective compliance throughout the organization. These responsibilities form a strong foundation, but your impact goes beyond rules and frameworks. Let's look at how you drive financial process improvement and meet compliance demands. One of the most valued contributions you'll make is helping clients improve how their financial operations run on a day-to-day basis. Let's say a government agency struggles with slow invoice processing or manual record-keeping that affects accuracy. You'll analyze these pain points, develop smarter workflows, and recommend automation tools where appropriate. This might involve re-engineering a budget planning process to be more error-proof and responsive. Compliance is just as important. Public sector organizations continuously face new regulations around everything from data privacy to spending transparency. As a solution consultant, you advise on policies and conduct risk assessments, making sure clients understand their legal obligations and implement procedures that keep them out of trouble. You're often involved in audit support, working with internal teams to prepare for reviews and remediate findings. But consulting isn't just about systems. You work closely with clients to drive change. Let's talk about the human side of the job. Client engagement is where your people skills really shine. You'll spend significant time meeting with stakeholders, listening to their concerns, clarifying project goals, and translating complex technical insights into practical business recommendations. For example, you may present a new internal control system to a finance director, explaining how it reduces risk and supports compliance, then adjust your recommendations based on their feedback. There's an educational element here too. You often coach clients through new procedures and support change management throughout the organization. Strong client relationships can lead to long-term partnerships, as agencies come to rely on your guidance for future challenges and initiatives. Success in all these areas requires the right blend of expertise. Let's look at the skills and qualifications you'll need to get started and succeed. Big Four firms look for candidates with strong academic backgrounds in fields like accounting, finance, business administration, or similar disciplines. A bachelor's degree is typically a baseline, but a master's or additional coursework in public administration can set you apart. Certifications are particularly powerful. Think of a CPA, Certified Public Accountant, as the gold standard in accounting. It's recognized across industries and signals a mastery of key principles. Other credentials, like CGFM, Certified Government Financial Manager, or CFA, Chartered Financial Analyst, show a commitment to continued professional development and specialized knowledge. And don't overlook technical skills. You'll need to understand government accounting standards, such as GASB or FASB, internal control frameworks, COSO, for example, and enterprise systems used by government entities. Staying current with digital finance trends and automation tools is a good investment for your career. Of course, technical chops are just part of the story. Let's expand on the analytical, interpersonal, and management skills you'll use every day. Analytical skills set you apart as a consultant. You'll be asked to pore through complex datasets, identify risks, and recommend targeted solutions. Whether it's reconciling financial records or troubleshooting process inefficiencies, the ability to think critically is essential. But don't overlook soft skills, they're arguably just as important. Clear communication helps you explain complex ideas in approachable terms, build consensus among stakeholders, and drive projects forward. Collaboration is key, as consulting is always a team sport. You'll work with colleagues from diverse backgrounds, and the ability to be flexible and empathetic will serve you well. Lastly, project management proficiency helps you juggle multiple priorities, meet deadlines, and keep both your team and clients on track. You'll need strong organizational habits and must be comfortable coordinating meetings, documenting progress, and managing expectations throughout every engagement. If you're wondering about your long-term future, let's chart out what your career progression might look like. A GPS A&IC Solution Consultant role is typically the first step in a well-defined career ladder. Entry-level professionals join as associates or analysts, supporting senior team members with research, data analysis, and process improvement work. As you accumulate project experience and build relationships, you'll move into more senior roles, senior consultant, manager, and possibly senior manager, where you take on project leadership, mentor junior staff, and manage client accounts. With continued success, advancement to partner or director-level positions becomes available. At this point, you're shaping firm strategy, driving high-impact business development, and guiding large-scale government initiatives. The beauty of working at a Big Four firm is the breadth of opportunity. You'll have access to training, mentorship programs, and a culture that values lifelong learning and career mobility. The people around you and the environment you work in matter just as much as the work itself. Let's take a look at what to expect. Let's begin by exploring how teams work together and how you interact with clients day to day. Team collaboration. One of the key aspects of the work environment is teamwork across different departments. You'll find yourself collaborating with colleagues from audit, tax, consulting, and other areas of advisory services. This cross-functional approach allows you to tap into expertise in areas like regulatory compliance, risk management, and IT. Such collaboration isn't just about working alongside others. It's about leveraging specialized knowledge to deliver well-rounded solutions. Mentorship and support are also important features. Consultants typically guide junior staff and analysts, helping them develop professionally and offering advice along the way. But this is a two-way street. Junior team members receive valuable mentorship from more experienced consultants and managers. This supportive dynamic helps foster a culture of continuous learning and collective growth. Client interaction. Now, let's talk about client engagement. Regular meetings with government officials and public sector clients are a central part of the consultant's role. These aren't just routine check-ins. The meetings often focus on discussing project progress, presenting findings, and offering strategic advice. This consistent interaction helps build strong relationships and ensures clients are always informed and guided. Alongside these meetings, site visits are a common part of the job. Depending on your project, you may spend time at client offices, including government agencies and other locations. Visiting client sites allows you to gain first-hand insight into their operations and tailor your guidance to their specific needs. Transitioning from collaboration and client engagement, let's now delve into how work schedules, learning opportunities, and company culture shape the overall work environment. Workload and hours. Consulting work is often project-based, meaning your workload can change significantly depending on the phase of a project. During busy periods such as fiscal year-end or major audits, long hours and pressing deadlines are common. On the other hand, if you're working with public sector clients, you may experience a more predictable work schedule compared to private sector consulting. However, flexibility is key, as project demands can shift over time. Learning and development. Professional growth is front and center in this environment. Firms typically offer ongoing training opportunities. Think workshops, seminars, and programs designed to keep your skills sharp and your industry knowledge up to date. Staying current with regulatory changes and adopting new technical skills is encouraged. Beyond regular training, professional development is actively supported, whether that's pursuing industry certifications like CPA or CGFM, or attending conferences to network and learn from others. Investing in your skills not only benefits you but also strengthens the organization as a whole. Culture and values. The workplace culture in these firms often emphasizes inclusion and support. In large organizations such as the Big Four, there's a strong focus on fostering an environment where everyone feels recognized and valued for their contributions. This inclusive approach helps drive collaboration and engagement across teams. Additionally, there's a noticeable orientation towards public service. Organizations often encourage employees to make a positive impact, whether it's through community service, involvement in public sector initiatives, or simply striving to add value to society. This sense of purpose can be a driving force behind why many professionals choose this path. As you chart your career path, remember that consulting is more than technical expertise. It's about impact, continuous learning, and making a difference. To sum up, the role of a GPS A&IC Solution Consultant at a Big Four firm is both demanding and incredibly rewarding. You get the chance to solve pressing problems for government agencies, help drive progress in public sector operations, and grow alongside some of the world's most talented professionals. If you value continuous improvement, enjoy working with people, and want to see tangible results from your work, this path is a fantastic choice. It offers opportunities for professional development, leadership, and making a genuine difference for communities and society at large. Now, let's zero in on practical steps you can take to secure a role as a GPS A&IC Solution Consultant at a Big Four, starting with how to prepare and position yourself for success. Let's start with two key building blocks: your educational foundation and your real-world experience. First, it's crucial to establish a strong academic record. Maintaining a high GPA in fields like accounting, finance, or a related discipline showcases your commitment and competence, two attributes every Big Four firm values. Beyond grades, the courses you select matter. Make sure your studies cover essential areas such as accounting principles, business management, finance, and economics. By broadening your expertise, you signal to recruiters that you're ready to tackle the complexity of today's accounting roles. Next, don't underestimate the power of certifications. Credentials like the CPA, Certified Public Accountant, or industry-recognized certifications such as CGFM or CFA set you apart. These not only reflect technical mastery but also a proactive approach to career advancement. Alongside your studies, hands-on experience is invaluable. Secure internships at accounting firms whenever possible, ideally at the Big Four or with reputable organizations in the field. These roles aren't just resume boosters. They offer practical training and open the door to valuable professional networks. And don't overlook part-time work, volunteer projects, or consulting stints. Every real-world experience helps you develop skills relevant to the roles you'll be applying for. Now that we've covered the importance of education and experience, let's transition to the next crucial factor: building your professional network and crafting compelling application materials. Transitioning from technical preparation to people skills, let's focus on networking and personal branding, which are just as vital as your credentials. Networking is all about making authentic connections. Attend career fairs, firm-sponsored information sessions, and industry events. Big Four recruiters often look for candidates who stand out in person and show genuine interest in their organization. But don't stop there. Tap into your university's alumni network to reach out to current employees at Big Four firms. Alumni can offer inside perspectives and potentially refer you for openings. It's also smart to become active in professional organizations, like the American Institute of CPAs or a local accounting society. Participation here broadens your exposure and keeps you tuned in to industry developments. Once you've made those connections, make sure your application shines. Tailor your resume to each position by highlighting your most relevant experiences and skills. Use industry keywords found in the job description to get noticed by both automated resume scanners and human recruiters. Your cover letter should tell a story. Explain why you're drawn to the firm and how your specific strengths align with the company's needs. With your network growing and your application materials polished, let's explore the technical and soft skills essential to thriving in a Big Four environment. As a GPS accounting and internal controls solution consultant, I can't emphasize enough how vital both technical and interpersonal abilities are in this field. Let's start with technical skills. Make a conscious effort to familiarize yourself with top accounting and enterprise software, such as SAP, Oracle, and even specialized government accounting tools. As digital transformation accelerates, proficiency in these platforms can set you apart. Data analytics is another area where you'll want to build expertise. Understanding how to extract insights from complex datasets is increasingly important for today's accountants. Combine this with advanced Excel skills, think formulas, pivot tables, and data visualization, to showcase your analytical capabilities. Yet, technical skills alone are not enough. Soft skills, often called people skills, are just as crucial in client-facing roles. Outstanding communication, both written and verbal, allows you to explain complex financial matters in a way that clients and colleagues can understand. Teamwork is central to success in the Big Four, where projects rely on collective effort. Demonstrate your ability to collaborate effectively and support the success of the group. Lastly, problem-solving is key. Use examples from school or previous jobs to illustrate how you think critically and find real solutions to challenges. So with your skills toolkit in order, let's look at how to ace the interview process. You've worked hard to get that interview, now it's time to shine. Preparation is critical. Start by researching each firm's services, culture, client base, and recent accomplishments. Be ready to articulate why you want to work there specifically, not just why you want a job in general. Big Four interviews often focus on behavioral questions. Prepare by using the STAR or CAR methods. These frameworks help you structure your answers by describing the situation or context, your task or action, and the result. Practicing these responses helps you communicate with clarity and confidence. Expect technical questions, too. Interviewers may quiz you on accounting principles, regulatory frameworks, or how you would approach a particular financial analysis scenario. Brush up on key topics and be prepared to work through problems aloud. Finally, don't underestimate the power of practice. Mock interviews, whether with friends, mentors, or career advisors, can help you find your words and get comfortable in a high-stakes setting. The more you practice, the more confident and articulate you'll become on the big day. With interview prep covered, let's discuss maintaining professionalism and commitment to lifelong learning. Landing the job is only half the battle. Being professional and committed to continuous growth sets you up for long-term success. Professionalism starts with your appearance. Always dress appropriately for interviews and networking events, matching your attire to the firm's culture. Punctuality is non-negotiable. Arrive early for every meeting or appointment to demonstrate respect and reliability. After your interview, remember to send a concise thank you email. This simple gesture reinforces your interest and appreciation, helping you stand out from other candidates. The accounting profession is constantly evolving. Stay informed by tracking industry trends, regulatory changes, and new accounting standards. Invest in your ongoing development by enrolling in relevant courses, attending webinars, and participating in professional workshops. This commitment demonstrates initiative and helps your expertise remain current. As we reach the final section, let's talk about the persistence and resilience needed for success. The journey to landing a Big Four offer can be long and sometimes frustrating. It's essential to stay positive and keep moving forward, even if you encounter setbacks or rejections along the way. Persistence is more than just not giving up. It's about continuous improvement. If you don't receive an offer, reach out for feedback. Understanding where you fell short allows you to target those areas and do better next time. Every step, even the challenging ones, is a growth opportunity. Thank you for joining me for this exploration. If you have further questions or want a deeper dive into any topic, I'd love to hear from you in the comments. Best of luck on your path to the Big Four.